hello, and welcome to the Founders Code, where we uncover the story of billionaires. Today we're going to look at the story of Soichiro Honda, the founder of Honda. You probably know about Honda cars, right? They are one of the biggest car companies in the world. But have you ever wondered who founded it, and how did they do it? Well, today we'll answer those questions and uncover the secrets behind this amazing company. Soichiro was born in 1906 in a small town called Hamamatsu in Japan. His dad was a blacksmith and his mom was a weaver, so basically they were pretty poor. But young Soichiro wasn't interested in money. He was interested in cars. The first time he saw a car when he was just a kid, he became obsessed with them. He would draw pictures of cars and take them to the local tire shop owner and ask him questions about them. And here's the thing, Cicero went to elementary school, but he never went to middle school or high school. So he didn't get any formal education in engineering or anything like that. But he was really smart and really curious, so he was able to learn a lot on his own. When he was just 15 years old, he left home and went to Tokyo to become an apprentice at an auto garage called Art Shokai. He worked there for 2 years, sleeping on the workshop floor and sometimes skipping meals so he could work more. He learned everything by doing, not by school. After his apprenticeship, he opened his own auto repair shop. But he didn't want to just fix other people's cars. He wanted to make his own parts for them. And since Toyota was the biggest car company in Japan, he decided to try selling them some piston rings. He spent 2 years trying to perfect his product, but when he finally presented it to Toyota, they rejected it because it was too poorly made. So he had to go back to school to study metallurgy. That's the science of metals, right? To pay for school, he even had to sell his wife's jewelry. But after graduation, he went back to his dream of making piston rings for Toyota. It took him another 6 years of trial and error, but eventually he succeeded and started getting orders from other companies as well. By 1937, he was making enough money to build his own factory. But then in 1941, it got bombed during World War II. Then in 1945, an earthquake destroyed it again. But instead of giving up, he sold the remains of his factory to Toyota for $30,000 and almost went bankrupt. But then something interesting happened. After the war, Japan had a lot of problems, like food shortages and gas shortages. There wasn't much oil around, so people were looking for alternative ways to get around. And that's when Soichiro had a brilliant idea. He attached a motor to bicycles so people could ride them like regular bikes, but then turn on the motor for extra speed. This turned out to be a huge success. In fact, in the years after the war, there was such a high demand for these motorized bikes that he couldn't even keep up with it. So in 1946, he founded Honda Technical Research Institute with the help of some friends from college. 3 years later, they changed their name to Honda Motor Company. By 1951, they were the biggest motorcycle company in Japan. Now, you may be wondering why we haven't talked about money yet. Well, that's because Soichiro didn't care about money. He just cared about making great products. In fact, until 1960, he didn't even take a salary from Honda. He was just happy with what he had. But then his friends and family started telling him that maybe he should take some money, so he could buy nice things and live comfortably. So finally, in 1960, he started taking a salary and eventually became one of the richest men in Japan. However, he never forgot his roots. He always believed in hard work, learning by doing, and most importantly, following your dreams. These values helped him create one of the most successful companies in the world. In 1958, he introduced the world's most famous motorbike, the Super Cub. The Super Cub was cheap, durable, fuel-efficient, and easy to ride. It quickly became the best-selling motor vehicle in history, with over 150 million units sold worldwide. It's funny because before the Super Cub, motorbikes were seen as toys or for rich people. But Soichiro Honda changed that with his invention. He made motorbikes accessible to everyone, especially in Asia where people needed a cheap and reliable way to get around. If you think this is impressive, wait till we tell you about his next product. After conquering the motorbike market, he decided to enter the car market. And everyone laughed at him. They said, "What does a motorcycle company know about cars? You're crazy." But Soichiro didn't listen to them. He knew he could make a great car that would change the world. In the beginning, he had a lot of problems because people didn't trust a motorcycle company to make their cars. But he didn't give up. Instead, he kept working hard and eventually launched the Honda Civic in 1965. The Civic was a small but reliable and efficient car that was perfect for the American market. It quickly became one of the best-selling cars in the world. Then came the Accord in 1975, the CR-V in 1995, and many other models that became classics. Today, Honda is one of the biggest car companies in the world. But it's not just the cars that made Honda so successful. It's also the unique company culture that Soichiro created. He believed in treating all workers equally, regardless of their position or status. He said, "The only hierarchy that counts is the hierarchy of ideas." He also believed in hands-on learning, which is why he often joined his workers on the assembly line or in the engine room. He wanted to learn from them as much as they learned from him. He was always in his work gear, and if you ever caught a glimpse of him dressed up, it was just because he was off to meet someone important. And he preferred to spend money on research and development, which is why Honda was always at the forefront of technology. Soichiro Honda was a true innovator and pioneer who changed the world with his passion for cars and motorcycles. He was also a rebel who dared to challenge the status quo and never gave up in the face of adversity. He was a builder who assembled a team of talented individuals and inspired them to create some of the most iconic vehicles in history. He was a dreamer who saw the potential of Japan to become a major player in the global market and worked tirelessly to make that happen. He was a legend who left behind a global empire of bikes, cars, jets, robots, and more. He died in 1991 at the age of 84, but his legacy lives on. If you want to know more about him, I recommend reading his autobiography. It's a great read and will inspire you to chase your dreams no matter how many times you fail. Soichiro Honda's journey is proof that even a small-town kid from a poor family can build a world-changing company if he has passion and perseverance. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos about amazing founders and innovative companies. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos.